Hello, I am James Craig, and I am still sick, but the content must go on. A little bit ago, I went to a local convention. It was technically a comic convention. I was shopping for some paperbacks and stuff that I ended up not being able to get, which was disappointing. But I'll find other ways of getting them. Let's say. But one of the things that happened there were some local indies trying to make a go of it. You know what? More power to them. People keep telling me that I should be buying booths at cons, getting out there and meeting people and selling copies of my books. Sales tax is my issue. I don't feel like figuring that out. Thanks, the government. Not to mention, you usually don't break even. You're lucky to be able to do it, and your only takeaway is you worked your ass off for a weekend and got your product in people's hands, and you didn't lose money. If you didn't lose money, you did good. That's the average experience as far as I can tell from polling people. But there was one indie author here. I took one look at their book. Guy seemed nice. I said, hell no, I am not touching that book. Crazy thing is my brother bought it because he just didn't. He looked at the same thing and said, no, this is cool. You should be supporting the people doing the same thing you're doing. And the guys were nice. Don't get me wrong. Got on that front. And they may have been screwed by a Vanity Press publisher. In the year of our Lord, 2024, you should not be using a Vanity Press publisher. They are completely obsolete compared to just buying, going through KDP and Amazon and such. So everything I'm about to say might be the fault of the publisher. Might be. I saw red flag after red flag after red flag. Arguably 4, or definitely 4, arguably 5, depending on how you want to break one of these up. I was just like, no chance. There is such a low chance of this book being good that I'm not wasting what ended up being $25 for this boat anchor of a book. Now, I understand the price of paper. Don't get me wrong. The thing is, I try to plan around the price of the paper. That's why I have a tiny-ass book like 5 to 4. That's why I'm writing other novellas. So I can have an entry point for people interested in giving me a shot that is a low monetary risk. I actually go so low as to give away content for free. Undying Emperor is an epic fantasy web novel that I just give away. I don't edit it. So, theoretically, the prose quality and the typos and all that, there's a disparity there, but because editing sucks. But my big books, like Gamacoin, are not more profitable for me because there's just more paper. Paper costs money. You have to cut it. You have to print it. You have to ship it to the customer. Like this the physical product drives the price up a lot. But that price, even if it's justified, even if that author is getting like 50 cents in royalties, possibly, the issue is that it doesn't change the fact that it's a $25 barrier to entry for the customer, and that was his only book. He just went in wholehearted on epic fantasy, and there is a stigma for a reason that self-published authors just don't know how to cut down their word count. It's because it's true. So if you see a big-ass book, it probably can't stay on topic. Just as a random statistical poll, it probably can't. Personally, I wouldn't like it. The size and the price are once, possibly two, big red flags for why I would not consider picking that book up as a customer. It gets worse though, because though you can definitely just brush those away as personal concerns. They're like, oh well, I just said that the price of the price of the book is the price of the paper. It's completely justified, right? That's a fair price, isn't it? By the way, I'll be doing a video on the fair price of entertainment later on. You should like the video and subscribe for more. The cover sucked in a way that's probably going to surprise you. So let me just pull up a little surrogate here. Let me turn that off for a sec. I put myself over here in OBS. This is not their cover, obviously, because as mentioned, I don't want to put them on blast because it might not be their fault. I haven't actually read the book. I can't actually say if their book is bad. I can just say that it was not worth risking my money on, in my opinion. The cover was a big reason. You might need to increase the streaming rate on YouTube here, so you can see that they had pixelation to their cover art and how they printed it, which means that even though the illustrator was there, I just didn't want to be an asshole about this because I try not to be an asshole, believe it or not. They didn't realize that the print quality of an image, it needs to be significantly higher resolution than what anything you would ever put online. The print quality is typically 300 dpi or more, so that you can actually get a good injection of the ink into the paper and get a crisp image in a physical product. Just because an image would look good on a web page on like the highest resolution gaming monitor you could ask for does not mean that it is a big enough resolution to put on a physical product. You need 300 dpi, which is a big difference. Additionally, see this glorious pink or purplish author name? That was the physical product. The name of the author, which obviously is not James Craig, was cut off because they jammed it to the bottom. I am almost certain that what happened was they did something like that and went, oh, that looks good. And the bottom of the title was in the bleed because they didn't know what a bleed and trim zone was. Which this information is always available from a print company such as Ingram Spark or Kindle or Drafted Digital or whatever. They'll just give you this information of you need to have your critical information that can't be damaged in this inner zone. It's exactly like YouTube thumbnails. That on YouTube you get a rectangle, but if you're embedding, you actually only often get the center square. So you need your title actually in that square more often than not. That helps you if you're expecting people to be sharing the video around, which, by the way, you should share this video. It really helps the channel grow. So they probably put it in the bleed zone without realizing, because they probably didn't realize that the bleed zone was a thing, and then the print company did what they did, and they chopped off the bottom of his name. Now, you can see that my little mock-up with the bleed zone goes right up to the edge of where I have my name on my actual cover, which, by the way, this... My bad. GIMP moved it. I hate this program. Sue me. God, I hate GIMP. I actually am considering buying or cracking Adobe Photoshop just so I can stop using this piece of shit open source software. Woo! But Adobe is scummy as hell, and that's a whole nother video. Anyways, my actual product here, you can see the name is inside the trim, and that is a very conscious decision. That is a known problem. That, like, it shows that if the author hasn't taken care of that, then they probably aren't, they probably don't know what they're doing. They haven't been around the block, and they probably didn't double check other things. So if you see that on the cover, you just it raises a lot of red flags about the quality of the book. And I think it's a reasonable decision as a customer to just fucking walk away. But it gets worse. One more. Not even the first guy to do this. Someone else that you might know, if you've been following the channel, did this too. I open the book. It opens with world lore and glossary information. Amazon and related companies do a look inside. The point of the look inside is to show the customer the first chapter so like they're cracking it open in a bookstore and they're looking, what is the story? What is the hook? What is the quality of the prose? His entire look inside would be a glossary of his stupid ass fantasy terms, his measuring system, and all that nonsense that I don't give a shit about. Because as a consumer, I am there for the characters, for the conflict, for the story. All that comes second. All that world stuff is secondary. And he fucked up his look inside, so that people would know that this world information was available, and it's this huge, expansive world he's thought so long about. As if every author who's ever published a book hasn't done that. So that was a huge red flag. I put that book down. I walked away. Which consequently means I can't say definitively the book was shit, which is why I haven't named it. But those were huge red flags that, no, I don't think any indie really has an excuse to screw those things up. Now, that said, link in the description if you want to pick up your own copy of Loki Connections, available April 15th, actually. And tomorrow, the live stream will be for the monthly book club. We're going over Solomon Kane by Robert E. Howard, the creator of Conan. And you can also join the book club. Also, in the link below to the Guilded server. And Guilded, if you don't know, is just knockoff Discord with less, quasi problems like bots and scammers and stuff like that. So, hope you subscribe and stick around for more.